تسريع الابتكار مع الذكاء الاصطناعي الخاص بالأعمال. مستر أرنستو شميث من ساب مدير تطوير الأعمال.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start with a very quick video.
What's AI without your data? It's like a master chef cooking without ingredients, or a carpenter building without tools. Generic data produces generic results. For AI to make the biggest impact for your business, it needs your data. And since your data is at the core of our enterprise solution, that's where our AI lives. And when AI is embedded in your processes and reveals groundbreaking insights from your data to redefine work, we call that business AI. In the public sector, business AI can help you take your service to the next level by supercharging your efficiency through widespread automation, like making smarter, highly analyzed funding decisions, forecasting budgets with rock-solid confidence, and delivering citizen services with hyper-personalization. With SAP Business AI analyzing your data with contextual awareness, it's like having a team of AI consultants constantly working to help you make better decisions that improve people's lives. If you want relevant, reliable, and responsible outcomes like these, then choose SAP solutions with embedded business AI that's fueled by your data. SAP's Business AI for Public Sector. See www.sap.com/AI for more information.
So many of our customers, organizations around the world know us for scenarios like this. On the palm of your hand, you can easily quick scan a receipt and automatically gets classified, as you can see here, and uploaded to our platform. That is the most convenient way to file your expenses when you're abroad. In the back end, another AI scenario is for the auditors. They are automatically warned whenever they have to look at only exceptions that are worth it. Because every single one of those expenses are analyzed against compliance. Where is that employee coming from? Where is he traveling to? Scenarios like this became now mainstream. So when we say that we started in the world of AI 15 years ago, it shouldn't be any surprise. We did it with many more scenarios. So for us, it's nothing new. Lately, we focus more on GenAI and the possibilities that will open for us and our customers and organizations around the world. That's why this year we committed more than 1 billion extra investment to the 6 billions we have yearly basis on innovation. And we can proudly say today, more than 30,000 customers around the world are using SAP Business AI. Now, if we listen to the analysts, what do they say about AI in the public sector? Well, of course, the potential, amazing. There is a recent study released by McKinsey that is quite interesting to look at. They compare at the skills, particularly in accounting, budgeting functions, of new hires 5 years ago with the new hires last year. And they saw that those skills change completely. So the type of person that now we're looking at for those functions are different. What is the reason for that? AI is the reason. Now, more and more functions like budgeting, payable, accounting are being automated, and we're looking more at creative functions and team building skills, analysis skills, and so on. Those same analysts also say something very nice. IDC, for example, that we are uniquely positioned to deliver an AI that is relevant for you, that will deliver true business outcomes. That's why organizations like Queensland government in Australia, when they rely on us in order to support them identifying and grouping the different taxpayers, we analyze more than 187 million records from more than 100,000 taxpayers. And we could confidently tell them with more than 71% accuracy if that taxpayer will default will become into a debtor. But more importantly, we could cluster them in two groups. One of those who have no intention to pay, and one that just had a situation, an event. One that should be proactively engaged with and provide maybe some different payment terms, increasing that citizen satisfaction, not to mention the revenue as well on the tax function. That turned into behavioral insights. That's how we co-innovate with our customers. Scenario that not only will predict that default situation, but also will support you with a better segmentation for communications. Even identify with quite a good level of accuracy the days until you will receive the payment from that taxpayer based on similar characteristics of other taxpayers in the past. Now, when we look at AI, there are many areas that guide our efforts. We can think of streamlining processing in finance, adding resilience or predictability to supply chain, efficiency to procurement, or just productivity to HR. But what matters a lot to us is to help the world run better and improve people's lives. That's why public sector is very close to our heart, because only in public sector we are delivering also along your mission. Is way too important, and the impact you achieve too profound not to focus on that. Public sector is therefore our two biggest industry at SAP. And as of today, our customers are almost 6 out of the 10, well, it's almost 60% out of the UN member states, not to mention that around the world, more than 180 countries, government agencies rely on us. So today, I would like to take a different perspective. I want to not walk you through scenarios by function. I want to do it by a different angle. Because if I had personally to summarize the 3 ways AI is going to change our lives, our jobs, and the services that you deliver, this is the division I will choose. First, I will say that it's going to change the human experience of the citizen consuming the services and you as employees delivering those. Secondly, I will say it's going to change as well how those processes run. Of course, automation, that intelligent automation. And last but not least, it's going to also change the way you take decisions. Let's look at them very briefly. So first is about natural human experience. So there we say that there are 3 principles guide our efforts: relevant, reliable, and responsible. Relevant because every single scenario we have built in our solutions needs to be relevant for you as users. You don't need to run a project to extract data, put it into a database, then data mining algorithm, you just activate that. That's relevant. Reliable because those processes, those AI use cases have been trained with thousands of customers' data, so you can trust their outcomes, their results. Those are reliable. And responsible because we take a big deal before and during and after we develop something, with the highest levels of ethics, data privacy, and security. Meaning that for us, AI needs to empower humans, but not leave them aside. We need to provide and support with human oversight many sensitive decisions. We need to provide what we call explainability, transparency, how those decisions were made by AI. And last but not least, we need to avoid bias. Could also happen if not paying attention to. And this is our value proposition. And the first vehicle I want to walk you through are those embedded AI capabilities. If we look at the finance function, quite a headache has been over time to automate those invoice reconciliations. Now easily, we provide an automation that matches all those invoices with the bank statements automatically with a high level of accuracy, reaching up to 99% automation in those account receivables. Federal organizations like Swiss Railways were able not to achieve that automation, and as you can see, it can even scan those invoices easily. Another scenario is predictability. When you introduce a purchase order, it can tell you when you're going to receive that service of that product. How? Based on similar behaviors of that supplier for similar items in the past. Or human resources, a beautiful example of responsible AI. Why? It's providing an accuracy metric on how many of those skills you are demanding and its level of proficiency have been fulfilled by that applicant for a certain position. But taking into consideration human bias, meaning not considering certain fields might be sensitive, like religion, even gender, and so on. So truly in a scenario that is empowering us to hire better staff, better employees. Now, GenAI changed the game. We know. GenAI now gave us a tool that can not only process extracted data, but unstructured one in the form of text, image, speech. And those foundation models, particularly the ones we know the most, are the large language models, open up a way of possibilities. Okay, from summarizing, crafting new texts in the line in the topics we want, answering us questions, and helping us ask better questions as well. Even in generating code. This is an application for procurement that we recently also upgraded with the GenAI. And in procurement, we look at very important area, which is strategic sourcing, which means services, products that are so essential, I really need to have a strategy about. Now, category management helped me now analyze the market through GenAI, understanding what is the competitive scenario, the supply and negotiation power, and all of that, filling in the different scores automatically in that five Porter forces diagram. It could also help me as well categorize, segment those categories into the impact into my organization, and as well as the difficulties of the market, the criticity of the market. And in the end, once I have my strategy, it can help me even craft very easily the RFP. And by the way, analyze the cost structure as well, utilizing GenAI. So this is one of the scenarios, but the one thing we realized we could change completely the game if we could provide a unique experience through all our solutions that is conversational, easy, convenient, accessible, no matter which solution, which level of user. And that's what we call Joule, that digital assistant that will help us get the information we want. Could be just as easy as asking a few questions about different areas of our whole ERP and hinting the answers by just giving us links to the right places or even crafting those as elaborate conversations. Now, the beauty of Joule is that it provides three different experiences. The first one, navigational, get there without knowing the application, where I need to go. The second one, easy transactions that I can complete, from creating a leave request to releasing an invoice, anything that can be easily fulfilled through a conversation. I really need to go to that application. And the last experience, an informational one, an analytical one, where I can even fit, because that's a feature we recently added, document grounded, with all the unstructured information of my company, policy guidelines for travel and expenses, for behavioral events, any kind of guidelines that you are utilizing for your work, you can feed Joule with, and it will answer all your staff, all your employees, giving hints, highlights, guidance on how to proceed. Good example we can see here, where when I'm traveling, I just need to ask, what is the allowance for that target country? And Joule will tell me, yes, you can use your private car for traveling there. Let's see that closely. And yes, you can also get reimbursed up to so much amount in that particular country. You could even invite for dinner to some business colleagues, because that's in the policy. All of that are simple answer knowledge that we don't want to memorize, that Julie's also now making easier for me to acquire. Now, 80% of the most used tasks. This is our goal for end of this year, to deliver that out of the box within Yule. And that means today we have 500 skills. We're going to have more than 1,200 by end of this year. And on those scenarios you saw, those sample applications, 100 generative AI use cases we are offering. And I want to show you one that I like very much because it's so unique. It truly can simplify the way you deliver those series and services. So imagine now, not anymore, you need to go and jump into different applications. You just look at your email, for example. And there, we can find easily an email request. That email gets categorized automatically based on its content and even offer certain actions to proceed. If it is a complaint about invoice of one of your suppliers, for example, it could even tell me what I could be doing to fix that. It could guide me in that conversation, writing the answer, or even truly talking through the phone. What is the talk track that I should follow, or that type of incidences? Or what is even the answers that I'm getting those transcribed automatically and associated to that service claim, to that case. All of that automatically, without me having now to proactively open, close any single one of things. And when I'm ready, it will just craft the answer, where I'm just able to adjust the style, the tone, even the casuality, the casual approach of that conversation. So that was natural human experience, truly transforming the way we deliver services and we relate to technology. My next stop is about process automation. Now, the first question we all ask, what can we automate? And before that, what should we automate? What truly matters, right? Because if we look at AI, more and more we are doing this, aren't we? And you know what happened when we begin like that? I just want to turn this bullet point into a beautiful email. That on the other side, the same will happen. How efficient might be that? So automation, yes, but automation, what matters? And when we automate, we have a unique platform to drive and help you automate any kind of a scenario. And it offers you three things, not only the way to build all around that intelligent component, but also pre-built AI services. Good example of the AI service is document information exchange. This service, what it does is automatically scan any kind of document. I just need to describe in natural words what is the meaning of each field. I don't need to say where is that field located. Different layouts will be considered, and the engine automatically recognize and process. It can be a purchase orders, it can be a CV, it could even be, as we will see now soon, delivery notes or even certificates of conformance or audit certificates with all the items from laboratories, whatever you want. Even our developer guys made a joke and included now Chinese birth certificates. Don't ask me why. After this, you will see that one. And why is that useful? Not only drive that paperless approach, but that save so much in terms of automating processes. This save even the financial lives of many citizens in Germany, because the German government during the pandemic had to release aid, the biggest aid package ever that they approved, 2.5 billion euros to the culture industry. Because during the pandemic, they had to, drive these lockdowns, and many of those companies of autonomous people and freelancers, they all had suddenly lost their income. They had no way now to go and be at the theater to deliver their performances. So that package was approved to release in time, and in less than 3 weeks, they built the whole application to do that. An application with our infrastructure, because they chose the federal government of Hamburg that runs almost end-to-end on SAP to build that. In less than 3 weeks, they were able to process more than 2.7 million documents necessary to grant those aids as soon as possible to more than 80,000 applicants. Okay? So that was essential, and that shows how easy, fast we can incorporate the technology that speed up the processing intelligently of all the documentation required to grant those aids on time. Lifecycle management is essential, and for us, the big value proposition we have behind is to do that in 3 ways. First, give you access to a broad range of large language models, 27 today. So you can choose the one that perform best or fit your needs. Could be Gemini from Google, could be Llama from Meta. You choose. ChatGPT from OpenAI. They are there, and what it comes is with simplicity. You don't have to close a legal agreement with those vendors. You don't even have to deal with the privacy issues, because we ensure you that no private data will be utilized by that large language model to retrain. So any confidential data, you can be sure and safe that it goes through a good platform. Sorry, and not to mention as well, it gives you the access to extend through those language models and also to safeguard that solution. Now, here we get to see how it looks like that hub with the different models. You get to navigate, to create your different prompts. And one unique capability we added recently is the data masking. Wouldn't you know this figure is true or false? 11% of data employees passing to ChatGPT is confidential. Do you believe that figure? It's higher, actually. Now, recently, because from the moment I studied that, I got other sources, and now it's even higher. And I think all of us have, in a moment or rush, share just something quick, because it's said about speed, and we did it with confidential data. Data masking is a unique capability from GenAI Hub that what it does is completely hides that data from that model, even though we assure you that model won't utilize that. And when the answer comes back, it will put that data back into place. So the model will still perform as it's expected, but in a completely anonymized fashion. And the last angle, when it comes to automation processes, creating your own AI scenarios, is business data and context. And this is something that I really want you all to understand, because it's so unique, so essential. When it comes to a probabilistic knowledge of large language model, chances are high that in some scenarios it would hallucinate. We know that, right? Because it's probabilistic knowledge. That's why, if we look at our biggest asset at SAP, it is the 7.3 million fields that our platform has. S4HANA, for example, just S4HANA has that amount of fields across almost 500 million tables and more than 80,000 views. And I want to tell you now the amount of also APIs. All of that, every single field, its meaning, the meaning of its relationship to other tables, to other fields, all of that is a unique knowledge, structured information that now, through SAP Knowledge Graph, we are making available in January next year to fit with meaning and context large language models. And how is that useful? It's extremely useful. A very brief example is if we now get all of that information, I can look at a performance graph of my communication campaigns. And I can now see what should be the channel that I should choose for my next communication, announcement of a product, of a new service, and what might be the best segmentation as well, because I can look at the past of how that campaign performed best. So Joule, that assistant, is telling me what I should be focusing as a channel, as a segment, to truly succeed in the effectiveness rates of that campaign for communicating that product or service. That you can only do that through Knowledge Graph. Knowledge Graph is connecting these two worlds that are separated. Your business, organizational data, with all the infinite possibilities of large language models. So when together, you're able now to ground them in the reality of your organization. So they not only don't hallucinate, but they deliver to you relevant, reliable, and responsible results. And last but not least, very briefly, augmented decision making. So if you type now in, let's say, Google or your favorite browser, artificial intelligence will, what you will get as of this morning, when I check, are the following options. Will replace humans, replace human jobs, take away. These are all the answers that Google will deliver to you, right? It will also tell you the following. Will Smith. Now, the reality is how we can utilize Gen AI to truly drive better decisions. Well, I did later on try it with the Gemini, and I got what we wanted, of course. Now, the point is that data is essential, and the results you get is as good as the data you feed them with. Here you see, this is the industry work of Basel, the utility company for electricity and water in Basel in Switzerland. Now, they were able to use our platform because every year they get 300 new solar panel applications from the citizens, and they are not able to plan or maintain the grid properly. And the smart meters they had only communicate once a day. So all that data, smart data, which means 163,000 values, were analyzed every 15 minutes, combined not only with historical performance of the grid, but also with weather information, real-time weather information. And based on that, they were able to adjust the grid in 8 hours long forecast windows. Now, this predictability is essential not only for feeding with energy a whole country or a city, it's essential for doing our jobs. And we are taking that to a next level, not only in the analytical space, as we can see in the transactional space. So whenever you use our applications because you just want to monitor the performance of your projects, you can ask Joule, tell me what you are seeing here. And it will condense, summarize the key essence of those projects metrics. It will tell you that, there are different ways how you can take action, evaluate further the KPIs of those projects, look at the 3 best performance ones, how you can increase the efficiency or reduce the cost drivers behind those projects. All of that through a conversation. You can now talk with analytical information to take decisions and improve outcomes. That is financial business insights, part of our core solution that is connecting the financials of projects. We're taking that also to the analytical space, where now you can create any kind of analysis, any kind of graph. We talk about them as stories. I want a story about finance that has profit and loss, balance sheet, and a cash flow. Craft to me that story. And here you have a very good summary with the main operating revenue items confronting the previous year with the current one. You can keep on asking, look, what is here with this? What is the problem particularly that we can see? And it will automatically tell you. It will automatically tell you. On the laptop. click, just click on the right. Yeah, no more, it's okay. As you can see, it will automatically condense all the information of that statement for you not only to understand, but to make others understand what is happening there and on those financial, okay? It's truly augmenting financial decisions easily. So it has identified that those budget deviation are due to inflation and also due to higher travel cost. Now we take now to the forecasting world. Imagine now taking that inflation as a driver. I want now to consider this inflation of 2% and the impact in all the other KPIs. And here is what you will get to see. How that simulation on a potential 2% increase in inflation might impact different scenarios. So for you to choose different course of actions, because you don't know how future will develop. So we have seen 3 ways how AI will transform our lives, personal and professionally. It will make us enjoy more what we do, easier, faster, through a natural human experience. It will make us as well more efficient, automate processes and help those run faster. And last but not least, it will help us take better decisions, do more the right things. But if we want to truly to know what the future will bring, then I can only recommend to you that you invent it. Thank you very much.